Keith, given the fact that the informal approach happened a couple of weeks ago, then we've had bid number 1. Bid number 2 seems to be coming soon, it would appear. What does that tell us about the timeline of when Liverpool at least want this deal done? We've still got a month left in this transfer window.
We saw Liverpool do a deal earlier in the window for Florian Wirtz. They wanted to do that early due to the figures that were involved. Similar sort of figures is their first bid here. You know, similar fee that they paid for Florian Wirtz. I don't think this one will drag on until the end of the transfer window. I don't think Newcastle can allow that. There's too much. There's too many numbers involved. I think Newcastle will want something concrete out of this, you know, a resolution one way or the other, probably within the next 10 days, I would suggest. And I think at this stage of his career, 25, almost 26, he sees this as a real sweet spot in terms of moving. Yeah, and he also feels that, you know, he was promised, or he was told he would get paid more at Newcastle than what he is at the moment. He would receive a pay rise and a contract extension. That hasn't come about. Those talks have been shelved, and we're stood here, and it's a bit of an impasse. So look, his head is turned without doubt. Newcastle are hugely frustrated by the situation. I think frustrated even more by the fact that they can't sit round the table with him and talk, due to the fact, as I said, he's in Spain and they're in South Korea. And it's getting to the stage where something is going to have to give here, because his relationship with the supporters has become strained at best. I can see some of the things that are written on social media. The fans not happy about the way he's gone about things. But he's obviously felt, and his representatives have felt, that if he is to get the dream move to Liverpool, he's going to have to agitate to some extent, and that is what he's doing at the moment. Newcastle are back from South Korea on Monday morning. Isak will be due back from Spain as well. He's of course over there training on his own. I don't know how much the club were aware that he decided to make that journey out there to do that. However, there's no surprise that he's training and recovering with his own physios and sports scientists, because it's something he does do quite often. Newcastle are comfortable with that relationship, so it's going to be intriguing to see what happens next week. But I just think this is the sort of transfer Newcastle can't leave until the end of the window. They need to find some kind of resolution to this. But as I say there, Newcastle looking for a replacement, and a top level replacement as well. That doesn't come quickly, that's not easy, it's not cheap. We know they like Benjamin Šeško. Will they decide off the back of this, because Isak's so unsettled? If Liverpool up their bid to allow him to go, they will probably have to throw the kitchen sink at Benjamin Šeško to get him, because we know that Manchester United are really interested in him.
Darwin Núñez is now on the verge of completing a high-profile transfer to Al Hilal, with negotiations entering an advanced phase and all parties reportedly optimistic that a full agreement will be reached in the coming days. Al Hilal have submitted an official bid in the region of £50 to £60 million, and Liverpool are seriously considering the offer as part of their ongoing squad restructuring under new manager Arne. This bid follows months of speculation around Núñez's future, with interest previously coming from Napoli and Al Nassr. But it's now Al Hilal, fresh off a failed attempt to sign Victor Osimhen, who have made the most decisive move. According to reports from This Is Anfield, TalkSport, and Liverpool Offside, the Saudi Pro League club has made Núñez their top attacking target and are offering him a central role in their front line under manager Simone Inzaghi, who views the Uruguayan as an ideal fit for his attacking setup. From the Liverpool side, the situation has shifted significantly since January, when the club rejected a similar bid from Al Nassr due to their domestic title ambitions. But with Núñez's form remaining inconsistent, just 7 goals in 47 appearances last season, and a limited role under Arne Slot in pre-season, Liverpool are now more willing to sell. The arrival of several high-profile reinforcements, including Florian Wirtz, Hugo Ekitike, and Jeremy Frimpong, along with ongoing efforts to sign Alexander Isak, have further squeezed Núñez's place in the squad. Slot is said to favor a more fluid, tactically intelligent striker, while Núñez's game remains raw and erratic, leading to the belief that his departure could be mutually beneficial. Selling the striker for upwards of £50 million would also help the club's financial position under the Premier League's Profit and Sustainability Rules, PSR, especially after their big money investment in Wirtz earlier this summer. Al Hilal's proposal reportedly includes not just a competitive fee, but a lucrative long-term contract for Núñez, who is now believed to be open to the move after initially resisting the idea of leaving European football. The chance to be the focal point of a major continental contender, alongside stars like Serge Milinkovic-Savic and Ruben Neves, has reportedly appealed to Nunez and his camp. With personal terms close to being agreed and Liverpool leaning toward accepting the offer, only minor contractual details are believed to remain. Sources close to the negotiations expect the deal to be finalized before the end of the week, barring any last-minute complications. Liverpool have stepped up their pursuit of Crystal Palace defender Marc Guéhi as the club prepares to reshape its defensive unit following the departure of Jarell Quansah to Bayer Leverkusen. With Quansah expected to join the Bundesliga side in a deal worth approximately £35 million, Liverpool are actively working to reinforce their backline and see Guéhi as one of their primary centre-back targets. The 24-year-old England international, who impressed at Euro 2024 and has been a consistent performer for Palace since his move from Chelsea in 2021, is admired for his defensive composure, leadership, and ability to play out from the back, qualities that align closely with Arne Slot's tactical vision for Liverpool. Guéhi is entering the final 2 years of his contract at Selhurst Park and has reportedly shown no signs of agreeing to an extension, placing Crystal Palace under pressure to cash in this summer while they still can command a significant fee. According to multiple reports, including TalkSport and Liverpool Offside, Liverpool have already made initial contact with Guéhi's representatives and are believed to have reached a broad agreement on personal terms. The player is said to be open to the move and sees Anfield as a natural next step in his career, especially as he looks to secure a place in England's starting 11 ahead of the 2026 World Cup. Palace, however, are proving tough negotiators. While Liverpool are willing to offer around £40 to £45 million, Palace value their captain at closer to £60 million, citing his importance to the squad and the inflated fees seen in recent defensive transfers. Still, Palace's position is weakened somewhat by Guéhi's contract situation and the club's own interest in potential replacements, including Bayer Leverkusen's Piero Hincapié and Fulham's Tosin Adarabioyo, indicating they may eventually be prepared to compromise on price. For Liverpool, Guéhi offers several strategic advantages. He qualifies as a homegrown player, which helps balance the club's Premier League and European registration quotas, and at 24, he fits the long-term profile that the club's recruitment team is targeting. With Virgil van Dijk turning 34 next year and Joel Matip having already left, Liverpool are keen to inject youth and energy into their centre-back options. Guéhi's consistent availability, low injury record, and top-flight experience make him a safer bet than some of the more raw or untested options on the market. While other names like Nottingham Forest's Murillo and Ajax's Jorel Hato have been linked, Guéhi is now viewed as Liverpool's top central defensive target, and talks are expected to accelerate in the coming days. Liverpool are now edging closer to a blockbuster deal for Alexander Isak, with the club preparing to submit a second, significantly improved bid after their initial offer of around €120 million, £110 million, was rejected by Newcastle United. The Magpies are understood to value their star striker at closer to £150 million, but growing momentum around the move suggests a breakthrough could be imminent. The Reds, under new head coach Arne Slot, have made the 24-year-old Sweden international their top attacking priority, seeing him as the perfect long-term successor to Darwin Nunez, who is himself nearing a move to Saudi side Al Hilal. Backed by significant funds from the £75 million sale of Luis Diaz to Bayern Munich, Liverpool now have the financial power to return to the table with a bid that could eclipse the British transfer record. Sources from Sky Sports, This is Anfield, and Liverpool Offside report that Isak is keen on the move, with the striker said to have made his desire to join Liverpool known to Newcastle officials. He was noticeably left out of Newcastle's recent pre-season tour of Asia and has been training separately from the main squad in Spain, strong signs that he is preparing for a departure. Newcastle, meanwhile, are already planning for life without him, having submitted a club record £70 million bid for RB Leipzig's Benjamin Šeško and showing interest in other attacking options such as Jon Wissa. These efforts suggest that, despite public reluctance, Newcastle are bracing for the possibility of losing their most valuable asset. From Liverpool's perspective, Isak is viewed as the perfect blend of pace, technical ability, and Premier League experience, capable of leading the line in both domestic and European competition. Arne Slot is said to be heavily involved in the negotiations and sees Isak as the ideal striker to spearhead his high-pressing, possession-based system. With Hugo Ekitike already signed as a rotational option and Cody Gakpo better suited to wide or secondary striker roles, Isak would arrive as the clear number 9 in a restructured attack. His 21 goals for Newcastle last season, along with his link-up play and ability to stretch defenses, make him an ideal upgrade in a side seeking more composure and consistency in front of goal. Liverpool's recruitment department believes the timing is right to strike. The club has cleared space in both its wage bill and attacking depth chart, and its hierarchy is said to be united in backing this major push.